lion voice. And this a shook up your planet tectonic. As me sip up my roots and tectonic. And you can't make me jump nor get panic. Have the engine a run like mechanic. Room.
Amina, the time has come for the lioness to tell our own story. No surrender, no retreat, we are Jaja soldier. Rougher than the streets, tougher than a boulder. Bigging up Lamb's voice. Now put it, I jolly for say that.
This is Sangy Davis. It's time for the lion to Ika. For unity is strength. Let us come together, my brethren and sisters, and forward to the motherland. Enough love. This is the lion's voice.
Haile.
Ja.
Rastafari.
I'm Nyahbinghi. The time has come for the lioness to tell her story from her viewpoint and tell the world who Queen Omega is. This is the lion's voice.
Well, lion voice, tell them that's the people first choice. Lion voice, make the lioness them feel nice. Lion voice, with the lion cubs we sacrifice. Lion voice, got to show the people them the life. Lion voice.
Manganga.
He's the lily of the valley. He's the bright and morning star. He's the wisest of 10,000. Rastafarian to show them who we are.
The lion is a crowning. Lijayasu and him friend they try to drown him. Trumpet sounding, people shouting. Nyabinghi one to other never doubt him. I say crown him. Look how the nation they try go round him. People shouting, can't do without him. Bobo Shanti in the hills they never doubt him. Well, used to think the Bible was a fairy tale, and to the lion from the tribe of Judah him prevail. See him get crowned in the holy mountain. Right by him side, well, there was Empress Menen. I saw Poland, I saw Belgium, I saw Italy, I saw a prince from England. All of them a bow before the conquering lion. At the same time when them a this the African. Can't believe my eyes.
The year is 1892, and the land of Ethiopia has been experiencing 4 years of terrible famine and drought. They call it the Kikuken, or the evil days. At least 1/3 of the human population and 90% of the cattle have died. The hyenas have feasted on so many carcasses that they have become overweight and barely able to move. Just when the people could take no more of the evil days, a woman named Wasiro Yeshimabet is giving birth in a place called Erjersa Gora. This is her 9th attempt to bring forth new life. Her previous 8 attempts only resulted in death. Will this child live? Thankfully, a healthy baby boy is born. His first cries are drowned by thunder and lightning flashes across the night sky. The heavens open up and torrential rain starts to fall. Ethiopia's drought is over, and the baby boy is given the name Tafari, meaning one to be feared or respected. Ras Tafari's father, Ras Makunin, is a very important man in 1892 Ethiopia. Although he is overjoyed at the birth of his newborn son, he cannot spend much time with him. Ras Makunin is the governor of Harar and must get back to the famous walled city to deal with its affairs. Furthermore, he is the foreign minister of Ethiopia, and having traveled to different places in Europe, he is very aware of the material and military advances they have made and the looming threats they pose to his country. Ras Makunin knows that the majority of Ethiopians have no idea what is coming, and that he has to work that much harder to secure the realm. Ras Tafari would grow up to become the legendary emperor, Haile Selassie I. To understand his journey, we must first understand the Ethiopia that he was inheriting and what it was like when he was born in 1892. Get your copy of Kwesi Bansu's book, Haile Selassie I, Ethiopia, Volume 1, The Rise of the Priestly Warrior Kings, and increase your knowledge about the history, politics, and culture of Ethiopia in 1892, and how it connects to the rest of African and world history at the time. Haile Selassie I, Ethiopia, Volume 1 is available for purchase at www.bookmanexpress.pub. Please visit for more information.
Greetings in that divine name of His Imperial Majesty Emperor Haile Selassie I, glory and honor in the name of his chosen queen, Empress Waziri Menen. My name is Kwesi Bansu, aka the Chasmatch Kwesi, aka Ras Kwesi, aka the Reading Ras, aka the Pan-African Happy Man. I'm a creative industry attorney, I'm an author, I'm an artist, I'm an actionist, and right now I am the host of Lion Talk Live. Welcome to Lion Talk Live, and welcome to the Lion Voice Network, where the lions are telling our own story. Tonight we have powerful guests, family, Elder Nyahbinghi, Patriarch, coming out to the island of Trinidad and Tobago. We try to move around, Rastafari is not just Jamaica, so we're trying to just give one's insight from different voices from around the Rastafari world. And it's been an honor to meet the ones from Trinidad. Trinidad, as you know, one of the most powerful nations in the Caribbean. It's part of the 6th region, and here we take a view that the CARICOM is part of the 6th region of Africa. That was established at the conference in Durban, South Africa, 2012. That was named. So we try to keep that energy. Although we still say repatriation, we're still not giving up a continent for our island family. However, we're claiming the Caribbean. We're not leaving the Caribbean as Black people. So we want to know the voices that have shaped the movement there. So tonight we're going to have a nice program. As you know, Lion Pride Protocol in effect. Let us know in the comments where you're watching from. Just, shout out your region so that the rest of the Lion Pride can see. Check in, we're building community here. We're not just reasoning with ones. Our aim is to build an online, robust community of like minds. That is what the Lion Pride is. And if you subscribe, you are part of the Lion Pride. If this is your first time watching, welcome. This is a safe Rastafari space on the World Wide Web. Tonight, during this episode, we're going to touch 13,000 strong in the Lion Pride. We are growing rapidly. And if this is your first time here, just welcome. You stumbled, whether you stumbled across, you saw an interview, however you came here, we are here tonight. As the world turns, as we are watching, the collision of civilizations, all kind of things that are happening. Prophecy, is it? We're going to talk about that tonight, because tonight, this is one of those elders where very biblical, so we're going to go deep into, how the events line up with biblical prophecy. Is it something that we need? I'm going to be going through a quote of His Majesty. So tonight's episode is going to be nice. If you burn the Bible tonight, you're probably not going to feel too nice, because we're going deep. But make your sound in the comments.
because we want to know the significance. This is going to be the final episode in our coronation series. You know, we started off the series with Rasta Buna. If you haven't seen that interview, go check out that interview with Rasta Buna. Powerful. Then we had Ras Ivai episode on coronation from the Nyabinghi House in Jamaica. We welcome Empress Dion from Trinidad from the Bobo Shanti House. You talk about Empress Menin First Strong, and we're going to seal up with Trinidad again today with our elder Bongo Jack. So coronation will be the focus, but we also want to talk about the rise of the Nyabinghi in Trinidad. I keep hearing this name, Ras Nan, you know what I mean? If you have been watching the Lion Voice, you know, the whole Maurice Bishop rebellion, that's going to come up tonight, and the role Rastafari was playing in that rebellion. So tonight's going to be a nice episode. Before we go into the episode, though, you know, me have to still do some housekeeping. We have 13,000. We're on the verge of 13,000 right now in the Lion Pride. All right, we just hit 13,000, family. All right, as I'm talking to the item, we just hit the 13,000. So, Lion Pride, we are getting mighty. You know, big up all of the family, them. You know what I mean? Very powerful. We need to get to 100 people in the Lion Pride on Patreon. The Lion Pride on Patreon is the economic engine of the Lion Pride. What we're doing here, family, this is you're here early. You know what I mean? We are building Rastafari independent, non-aligned media. We want to have Rastafari documentaries, Rastafari animated films, Rastafari feature films, all of those things. You know what I mean? All levels of content. Rastafari news programs. We want to be able to hire correspondents in different parts of the world. We want to take it to a professional, world-class level. That's the vision we have for the Lion Voice Network. And the model that we are building it on is an audience-funded model. That's the only way we can stay truly independent. Once we go big sponsors, then they have too much talk in your organization. So we're going the audience funding route. So I want to big up Ras Kojo upon Wadi, who just joined Lion Pride on Patreon. I love to see the brethren treading in. Also, Ras Teddy Tafedi, you know what I mean, came in first strong. I want to welcome the brothers to, you know, standing up and saying this is what we stand for. We're willing to invest. And it can be as little as the amount you spend on a cup of coffee, $5. It can be $10, $25, whatever you can afford. If you don't have $1 in your pocket, you can still help the platform by coming a part of the Action Lion Pride. You like, you comment, you share. It boosts the algorithm and it sends it out to more ones to discover the Rastafari independent. That we have a platform. We have an independent media platform that's growing. I'm going to be doing something special for the first 100 people in the Lion Pride on Patreon. When we are able to build a physical studio, we will memorialize those ones, you know what I mean? So you can become a part of Rastafari history by supporting this platform, because we are here to build history, to document history, but also to be a part of the history, because this thing is not a museum. This is a living tradition. This is a livity we are treading on, you know, from that time to this time. So big up all of the Action Lion Pride. You don't have any money to support, you're still helping us to the maximum. And then we big up the Watch and Peep Lion Pride. You know, everyone starts as a watcher, you know, and a watcher is another name for an angel. You know, you have risen angel, fallen angel, but if you're just watching, we big you up same way you are doing their part. And the peepers, the ones who just coming here to see us pop down, that just want to see we make a mistake so they can run and spread it on the road. Big up yourself, same way you're part of the ecosystem. The whole Lion Pride is what makes this thing move forward. And I cannot stop saying the gratitude that I have. Big up Nick Makers, who just joined the Ubuntu Lion Pride. If you give over $50 US, you can send a Zelle or Cash App. You become part of the Ubuntu Lion Pride, you know what I mean? Some people don't want to do the monthly subscription. So we welcome the item in the Ubuntu Lion Pride. Every way we can build this, we are going to build it. I'm just the representative, but just know that we are building a strong community. You'll see them in the comments, Lion Pride checking in. You'll see the love and the energy that we're cultivating in this world full of hate, confusion. We are creating a space of love and Rastafari authentic vibration here on the World Wide Web. Big up Raslage, Ramia King Design. You see me sipping. This is a Rastafari owned business. The tumbler, you saw the email at the beginning. Spend some money with the brethren. CMAS Life, Ras Woolley, big up yourself. Best CMAS drink, next Rastafari business. Spend some money. These are entrepreneurs that are investing in the platform same way. So everything we talk on this platform, family, we're living it. You know what I mean? We're doing it. It's not easy. It's a lot of work. You know what I mean? We're still working full time, to keep the lights on. But we are doing it because the passion and because the Most High call us to do this work in this time. And it's a joy to see the growth. Like I said, we just hit 13,000. Big up Empress Sharon. Out of Trinidad. It's her Earth Strong today. Big up yourself, Empress Sharon. The eye is doing so well, connected with so many ones. Empress Meaning Rising, the works. It was Empress Sharon who, also told me about this elder, that this was the elder that really cultured her, that really schooled her in Rastafari. If you haven't seen Empress Sharon interview, check it out on the platform. It's a powerful interview. But big up yourself. She is one of our Lion Pride in Trinidad. Trinidad is in our top 10 regions. Big up all of the Trinidad family. Big up yourself on your special day, Empress Sharon. Come and know you out a full joy. And all of the Empress Men and Rising family, all of the Trinidad family, big up on yourself. You know what I mean? All right. So housekeeping out of the way. Let us go into our guests for the evening. We are going to the island of Trinidad now, right off of the tip of South America, right down there. So, you know what I mean? Trinidad and Tobago, this elder is a historian. This elder is one of them elder where when I came in the movement, the elders were very serious about biblical prophecy and got deep into the thing and Psalms and the history, you feel like they lived it, that they walk out of it. You don't see these elders that much anymore within the levity, but I'm going to find them and bring them to the Lion Voice family so we can get into them topics there. So Lion Pride, help I in the comments. Let's give a warm welcome for our elder, Ancient Bongo Jack from Trinidad. Welcome, Bongo Jack. Yes. Welcome. Hold on there. Yes. Sound. Yes, block up. We hear the eye.
Yeah, and the eye.
Yes, I.
Alright, blessed love. Greetings, it's an honor to be on this great platform controlled by I good Rasta brethren with a very hard work in the battlefield. And I pray that the Almighty continue to bless him mentally, physically, arithmetically, and economically so the program could big up and even go up in the heavens, Rastafari. And I say, before I go forward, I Majesty Haile Selassie, the Almighty I am in flesh, manifest upon earth in Ethiopia, who I follow. Him say him glory in the Bible. So I his followers supposed to also glory in it because it is through the Bible and I found His Majesty and this traditional way of life that I live. So I never deviate from studying the prophecies, the event that was in the past, the event that is now, and the event that is to come. The prophecies has always been the Rastafari guide. So I say glory like the Most High in the prophecies.
All right. Stick a pin, Elder. I'm gonna ask the eye to step into the lion voice, iritical time machine and take us forward to the Iowa of the I birth. Where was the I born and what was the I journey to Rastafari?
Well, I was born in the south of Trinidad in a village called Labre, where the Great Pitch Lake is. And after spending 7 years there was a separation in the family between mommy and daddy.
Okay. What year
And
was the I born? What year was the I born? Just to
1962.
Okay. Timeline.
23rd of May.
All
You come
right.
from the house of Levi, Simeon and Levi.
Give thanks.
Yeah. Still from the house of Judah also. Because Rastafari is the lion head, the Judah head. But I'm born the 23rd of May, 1962, out in the West.
Okay. So what was your first did you grow up in a Rastafari family? What was your upbringing like?
Well, Rastafari hit Trinidad later than Jamaica and other places in the Caribbean, because I deep south. But as a youth, coming up in a Christian home, and my mother and father always teach and I about God and Christ. So that was always embedded in my heart. And I always seek the thing that could bring I closer to the Almighty. So that youth, we went in little church. But as a youth, I was very curious. I never used to go in one church. I used to test the waters. I might go a crusade in that church and see how the vibes is. And then I go a crusade in the next church and see how the vibes is. But like somehow the other, the vibe never used to reach I. Like how I see it used to reach some other people.
Okay.
So, as a youth now, a paper did come out in the 70s called Rastafari Speak.
Haile.
Man like Shangu Baku, who resides in England right now, is a journalist, and Lalibala. These were the Rasta brethren in the north of Trinidad that brought out these papers. It used to come out once per month. And as a youth, I happened to get a read in it. And they was giving a fully different story from what I was getting from the world. So as a youth, it was interesting because I started asking myself the question, how come these man them is flesh living on the earth and they seem to have a different philosophy and a different interpretation? So while reading through the papers, I learned about the uncleanliness of eating swine.
Okay.
So when I man learned more that a youth at the age of about 12, 14, and them say, the man and them show the papers there with the thing cursed.
Elder, fix the camera, fix the camera. This is
Yes,
a family
Rasta.
show. This is a family show.
Sorry about that, man. Sorry about that, man.
No. We're bubbling the sip. We're bubbling the sip. This is early warm up, We just put on the pot. We just put in little seasoning, the fire light. So don't worry there yourself. We're taking our
I'm gonna apologize. I'm gonna apologize.
Oh, no.
See? So when I man learned that, I decide, in my mind, I tell myself, Rasta man, you have to stop eating pork, when your mother give you. So it was my intention to stop eating pork. I wasn't sure about the other flesh because that we have young meat mouth. So and I plan to stop the pork because the pork curse and it's not good.
Okay.
So it was a Christmas morning, Christmas Eve night. The last time he said, me not eat no flesh from Christmas morning. And that is the time when home full up all the fleshy.
Yeah, the ham, the Christmas ham.
Ham, turkey, duck, all kind of judgment thing.
Yes.
So as a youth now, I'm going to sleep and I pray to the I am Almighty and I say, Father, I hope you give I man the strength to overcome this temptation and make and I start to eradicate certain and certain things from my life.
Yes.
So we gone and sleep now and get up now, you know. I'm not sure whether I had the strength to stop it, you know.
Yeah, because
And you know, I get up that morning.
You smell it a cook, yes.
Yes, I am. When I get up that morning, dread. All I'm smelling the house, yet. My power coming out there, you know. And me stop it all flesh.
Give thanks, give thanks.
From the age of 13. And me never turn back. Because by knowledge, it is not the healthier way to live. I as man, the colon in I body is 26 feet long. See? So animals with long colon by nature was created to consume natural things.
Okay.
You understand? When we consume things that is not natural, it creates havoc within the colon system, and 70% of the disease on the planet begins in the colon, the stomach area.
Okay.
So I might never turn back from them things. Not condemn no one because some of my good friend is flesh eater,
Yes,
and some of my good enemies is italist.
Yes.
So we don't judge it in them way, but for I just deal more natural to the powers of the
Yes,
Most
we're not
High.
fighting any food war right now. We're past that.
Nah, man, it's love straight across the board, you know.
Yeah, man. We're past that.
Yeah, man. Love and fire because love our brother, you know. Brother is fire. It's a two-edged sword that proceeded out of the mouth of the Most High. So it's not just love.
Yes,
If you could love alone, you could fail. Love is good, but it have a defense called fire.
Yes. Balance.
That's the brother.
Balance. Give thanks. So when was the first time that I became aware of Rastafari in your environment? Young, you stopped eat pork at 13. What is the catalyst or what is the spark that you start see Rastafari? What age is that?
What age?
Yeah, what age? How old was the eye when the eye become aware?
I was 13 years.
Okay. So from that time, that's when the eye start trod far right?
No, that time I'm going to school.
Okay. So take us from there to when you cite Rastafari, and why did you cite Rastafari?
Well, as a man searching for the fullness, we never find it in the church. But when we start to follow the Rastafari speak paper, and we start to check certain prophecies in the same Bible that Mama and Papa and the priest and them they give to study, and we seeing things that is showing what I was blind to, I man became more curious and started to study the thing through I own lens, through I own understanding. Because most I paid every man according to the books, and no man can save no man. So you have to learn from others, but you have to put the knowledge to use for your own judgment self.
Yes.
So, and I started to study the scriptures right there, and some inspiration coming out, and like the heavens open, When Selassie I call you, you have to come, You could be bad like Paul,
Hard.
You could be biggest judgment murderer, Rastafari could call you and steal you like a child, as I say. So certain things start to reveal to and the words start to become more plain. And we get to realize in truth and in fact that the Bible is a book of African history.
Okay.
And when I man go on to school, I love history. So I
Okay.
pass it highly. And I also love biology. So that make me, in this time, I feel you're close to the herbs, medicinal healing.
Okay.
I was saying,
What age was the eye at this time now?
from the
How
time he
old?
stopped, from the
Yeah?
time he stopped his flesh, me was informed too.
Yes.
And then from straight up there, me started study the life through like the Garden of Eden.
Okay.
Because in them time, when the father play cyanide there, we never used to kill and eat.
Okay.
We used to pick and eat.
Okay.
So, and then the Rastafari movement come, we start to see man with locks in them head because me did always like here upon my head, you know. But me never know African people here could have grow long until Rastafari come out.
Okay.
And living in a trim and cope society and shave, it was to the youths in their eye, it was something quite amazing, you know. To see when a man walk and him not a bounce for him head there, so him look powerful like a lion,
Okay.
like lion talk.
Yes.
So while the community was saying this and that about the Rasta, the youth was watching in skepticism and meditating because it come like a new kid in town,
Yes.
something different from Babylon. To the youth and them was very curious because, you know, new broom sweep clean,
Okay.
old broom no licana. So we started look upon it. And when we see how long African people here could go, I was quite amazed. Because I always tell myself, how our nation here does belong and we are so short. But it's because of the scissors and the comb and we wasn't learning locks.
Okay.
So I man went to school. Them time, me not locks because you know in your mother house. And at them time when you locked in your mother house, you have to find a house.
Yes.
So I have to play the game, deal with patience, and try up the ranks. But eventually, I man come and locks in my mother house, you know.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah. Because my mother always tell myself how I used to cut it. Going to school as a youth, you know, the neatest youth in the school,
Yes. Yes.
the biggest sportsman in the school. Every morning my name card, basketball, football and all them things there. And then too, the girls and them just love brethren so. So the girl them choice too.
Okay.
Teachers and them have respect for the eye. Because I
Okay.
used to move very
Popular. You're
manly.
popular. The popular youth in the school.
Yeah,
Athlete.
well, I and my two sisters that attend and we was deep into sport. One of my sisters got scholarship and even going up foreign and still in a foreign and we are foreign.
Yes. Yes.
So we
Yes.
was into real sports. I understand? So I man go through them years normal and start to get different inspiration. And when I man done write exam and leave school at the age of 19, I man dash with the scissors and comb. But them time before me dash with the scissors and comb, I never used to clip my hair.
Okay.
Them time we used to deal with plaits and afro.
Okay.
So after when we leave school and we get some part and we went to another school to do engineering, mechanical, technical institute. Then the vibes come and me just couldn't hold it back. So me just put the covenant on my head and married to the Most High.
Okay. Give thanks. Give thanks. Did that affect your? So you were in an engineering program, mechanical engineering.
Yeah, man.
Okay. Did you graduate or did you leave school once you start Ras?
Well, I man come from a poor family, right?
Yes.
My mother had 8 of I, 5 man and 3 women. So, and then Papa wasn't there because you know sometimes love survivors turn out to be so wrong, and it's just a separation. Sometimes caused by negative energies, and sometimes otherwise. So from 7 years, we didn't see father. You know, father went in America. So we come up in some poverty and we went through some roughness, you know. Yeah.
Okay.
But we was always afraid people from my grandmother and all them things there, my grandfather, my great aunt. Me come up, me the Rasta man come up, me was trained by a strong woman.
Okay.
My time, the mamas used to run the village, not the papas. The mamas used to plant the garden, the mamas used to mind the cow, the mamas used to plant the rice. The mamas used to fight man and beat them too.
Wow.
This is my grandmother and them. Very hard workers, business-like, know how to put two together, know how to choose two together, pound the resources together and make things happen.
Survival.
Yeah, man.
Breakdown of the family because of poverty, all of these things that have affected us in the black community where, as you say, Papa wasn't there from age 7. So you grew up with 8 brothers and sisters in a place where money wasn't running like that.
True.
So did you go through with school or did you drop out once you were married to the Most High?
Well, it was a 2-year course. Me passed the first year.
Okay.
But then things get rough, you know. And I went and work in the construction, doing fabricating and painting.
Okay.
So while I go to work in the day, I used to take classes on the night. On the evening.
Okay.
So from working out, so I have to run the class and try to get my education because I love to get that certificate, that second certificate, and then to go into school and I get to play intercal football because football was my thing, you know. I was sad. So I did it and I was working and going classes at the same time, right?
Yes. You might have to put it on Do Not Disturb. Don't worry, we're used to this because you know, as long as Wi-Fi the guy don't show up, we're good. Just put on Do Not Disturb, swipe down the top. Yeah, and then it will see it up.
Ras Tafari. Haile. I
Swipe the top there. Family, if you're just joining us, we have Bongo Jack straight out of Trinidad and Tobago. We have just hit 13,000 in the Lion Pride family. This is a great day of rejoicing. We're going to really get into this sip. We're talking about the coronation. We're going to talk about the rise of Nyahbinghi in Trinidad. We're going to go into the prophecy. How does it relate to the coronation? How does it relate to what's happening right now? So you might want to draw for your Bible right now. We're going to be referencing some different things. We're going to be going there because this is one of the elders where really maintain that tradition. So we want to expose that to the family because it's crucial. I'll also be reading a quote from His Majesty about how we feel about the Bible, just so we can set a context. You know, I'm an entertainment attorney. I like to have a framework, anything I do. So, all right. Talk to us now. You are past your first year.
Working and going to school at the same time now.
Yes.
So when we try that now, what happen now? Sometime when I'm in the class, I'm so tired, I used to drop asleep, you know.
Wow.
So it became difficult for I to fulfill a second portion. So I managed left it out halfway and start to work, try to help mama, to help the younger ones come forward, you know.
Yes, I.
Yeah. And then from the age 19 now, you know, because from since school days as a youth, realize the kind of poverty state we were in. As a youth, every weekend I used to go and work, pull a little money, so I could buy me like a sneakers and me like a thing for myself and still give mama something.
Yes.
So I grew up working hard from a tender age.
Okay.
Because I never afraid work, you know. Because I tell you, I come up with some rough woman.
Okay.
There was no lazy body. So at least at 19 now we come Rasta and things change, you know. Yeah. Every time. The lights are to shine more. And my mother thought me would come out a prime minister, you know. So my mother tell me, you know, I thought you would come out a prime minister, come out a Rasta.
Hot.
You understand? Because they didn't understand because many are called, not everybody could have see and understand the second coming
Okay.
of the Christ man
Okay.
under a new name.
Okay.
You understand? Because remember, you know, them that drink of the old wine and no place for the new.
Okay.
Sometimes it's not that they don't have no love in their heart, you know. But they have been taught along a certain line for so long. 500 and odd years we dey here, you know. So the false teaching become embedded in them. Although they have love in their heart.
Okay.
So everybody could not see it. But we love Rasta heart in the heart. We thought everybody could not see it. But everybody could not see it. So some fight against it. And dreaded the fight. The richer the land you live in. You hear me now? The richer the land you live in, the more evil it will be. Easier for a camel to go to the other needle, you know. Than for a boy who got ill-gotten gains to enter heaven. They are malting this possible because Rasta is rich people. You understand? Rasta is the richest people.
I always say that Haile Selassie shows us how to enter through the eye of that needle to balance great wealth with great responsibility. You know, His Majesty is the example, you know, coming from nobility, how he invests in the building of the nation, building schools, health center, you know what I mean? So the printing press, everything for the advancement of the nation. So he showed us that example. So when you first start Rastafari, were you Nyahbinghi at that time, or how was the eye trotting?
Well, from the time we hear Rastafari come out and the first thing most Rastaman in them time used to say them is a Bingi man.
Okay.
Because to I conception, a Bingi man is a Rastaman with a italist.
Okay. What year are we talking about now? What year was this? This was 70s or 80s?
No. 1962 to 1972 is 20 years.
Okay.
So let me say 1970, 1981.
Okay.
Yeah. And them time they saw all Rastaman was planting food. We do with Africulture. We don't say a Greek culture. We say African culture, Africulture.
Okay.
All man was cultivating the soil. Because when we started Trouble Rasta, the society rejected I and turned their back on I. We couldn't get no jobs. We were treated indifferently, although we extended love to all mankind. So seeing that we was cast out in the wilderness, in the cold, our only alternative was food. because food is the source of life, and a nation that can't feed itself is a nation that can be enslaved. So when we were cast out in them time, we returned to the land,
Okay.
and we were bringing forth food and eating healthy and was very strong. Because the earth is the arm and the full man thereof. And when you plant the earth, you become more attached to nature. And in so doing, you become more attached to the Almighty.
So let me, because I have a fascination with Rasses who go and live up in the hills. Trinidad is a different country than Jamaica, because I hear Trinidad have an anaconda and all kind of snake. And what kind of animals did you encounter in the bush in Trinidad in them days? When you go up in the bush for farm in the bush, what type of wildlife were you seeing there in Trinidad?
Right, at a certain time, you see so much monkey. I thought them come to kill her, you know. Yeah. Me see real monkey. Me see snake. Me see alligator.
Okay.
Me see nothing, you know. But it's a place where I man learn a lot too.
Yeah,
Yeah, because in them time you don't eat wood fire food, you know.
Okay.
I mean, you eat the night about we planting, then time we not eat nothing in Babylon, you know. Nothing, you know. When we go out in Babylon, we eat nothing. We not drink them water, nothing, you know. We wait until we go back home and we eating 3 stone wood fire food. So in them time I'm eating them food and me playing sports, me come like a Superman. You understand? Like I talk, me come like a Superman day. And me training too in the hills.
Yes,
You understand? And me training hard because when Rasta play, we like to do the best. So them non-Rasta can't coast for 99. So we never used to play. When we come to do it wet. Yeah. You understand? So
excellence.
Yeah.
Excellence.
In the jungle, you learn a lot of things and you see a lot of vision. You can remember in this time in Faras in the last days, the young man said a dream and he has a sick vision. Because right now without a prophet, Mark has gone. And plenty of people do even dream. Because the spirit has become so heavily laden that it can't fly out from the body even when they're asleep.
Wow.
So sometimes we have to throw up load to see ahead. Long time you saw prophets who could have see and tell you, hey, don't go so, don't fight that war, you're going to lose.
Okay. This is part of our African tradition.
Yeah, man. We couldn't have reached here without them, man, and them. God be said, look toward this. For the crown them a black king and queen. Too much of people that leave out the and queen. Me don't leave out that. Because I'm not no man kingdom, you know. Male and female energies fecundates all things in creation. One can't do without the other. See? So, me just say, look towards the east for the crown of black king and queen. Me not live out mama. Me not come from no broken home. So my physical mother and father is separate. My mama and papa never separate. So let them know, me not come from no broken home. See?
Okay.
Rastafari.
Haile Selassie. So, when do you start interacting and because when I talked to you offline, I asked if I was one of the original people in the Nyabinghi house, and you said no, there were Bingi man there before the eye. So what was the eye knowledge of the Nyabinghi house in Trinidad?
Well, at them time, when I managed it up, it did not know house, right? But
Yeah.
it used to have Bingi. The Bingi used to have, in them time, was we come gather enough item, enough weed, enough We have to have your Bible because we are dealing with the word. In the beginning was the word, and we're dealing with the word, and we're dealing with truth and right. And we used to have a big fire in the middle. A man make a 360-degree circle around it, you know. And that girl ain't going on, every man had a block a song or say a prayer or make a utterance, a testimony. And used to go right wrong until it's reached back. Straight. The man that start. Sometime in them format now, man used to fall down and knock out. Because the fire hot, you know. Yeah, the fire hot and you have to come prepared. So some man used to fall, some man used to stand. But that was the format of the bingy. And it had it in the brethren in Trinidad who used to keep it down south was a brethren called Bongo Jack.
Okay. Give us the history.
Yeah, him is a man still in the house all now.
Okay.
Yeah, when he stroke and thing and went through the tribulation and passed through the portion. But he there still now and still Rasta. But them was the brethren used to keep the big gathering, sometimes for 7 nights. Real ital, real food, real praises unto the Most High. So them is the big guy man start going.
Okay.
And we used to full joy in them bingy. Them bingy used to be very powerful. But it just start one way and you just have to develop. So as Rastafari go forward. Because even Rasta people in Trinidad that went in sackcloth, trying to accumulate the faith,
Yes.
trying to separate themselves from Western ideologies and colonial teaching. They went to the extreme. And they used to create a great, when them never used to travel, them used to walk, you know. They walk from north to south. Sometimes it take days to camp out anyway. Just a bag, tie around them waist, and they chanting, Jah! Right through. So people used to line the street to see these people.
Okay.
So in many aspects of Rastafari, I man see. You take it. But I man start to yard Nyahbinghi and Nyahbinghi. I man always know first and foremost that Rastafari is really righteous man. You can't say a bingy man and you're not a righteous man because I have to try to be that. I'm not saying no man perfect. Sometimes as Selassie I say we all sin and fall short, but we know that the Most High there's mercy and forgiveness.
Mm-hmm.
But the idea is for I and I to be righteous ones.
Yes, I.
You check it? So after the bingy now, because in the 70s, not strain, in the 70s, there was a Black Power revolution in Trinidad.
Yes.
Many of you I know about that.
Yeah, man. I talked to Ras Tafari about it. He showed I that. And we had a couple other ones who block Ras Kabinda. Give us a little touch on that too. So we have touched on it, but they are free to block. You know, we're bubbling the sip. You know, we're adding the potato now and the different things. So just ride up.
Well, in the 70s, there was Black Power rising in Trinidad.
Okay.
But in them time, we were still, don't mind, we had black. We supposed to say leaders, but sometimes we just say rulers. Black people were still undermined and treated without proper discretion and equality. And for many years, they seem to be taking it. So like the powers to be taken for granted that them can't do nothing.
Okay.
And them powers could do what they want. But in the 70s, something strange happened. A rebellion started in the University of Trinidad and Tobago.
Okay.
The educated youths and them who have been more exposed to certain things in the system than those who have not climbed up those high intellectual ladders. They just know a lot more. And they were displeased with certain things that they see are going. So a Black Power revolution did come in. Them time it didn't Rasta. That time I was with big Afro and Plats and Black Power and let me see Pan-African vibration. And the revolution lead to guns.
Okay.
And the revolutionary who was fighting against the system started to rob banks and certain things to finance the project.
Okay. I didn't know that.
Money
part.
died.
I did not
Money
know that.
died.
Okay. I didn't know that part.
Yeah, man. I'm out with the youth in them time because plenty of them Rasta man who from down Faidabad. Well, Bonaji said they call it Faidabad. The place is called Faidabad, but Bonaji say call it Faida good. But sometimes name does reflect on nations and individuals. So Faida good had a real brethren hardcore in the revolution.
So
functioning.
these brethren were not all Rastafari brethren, they were just Black Power brethren.
Yeah. Well, I say all Rastafari because eventually when the revolution done, all of them Rasta, you know.
Okay.
But they were Black Power, they were Black Power brethren. And plenty of them die in the flesh Rasta still, you know.
Okay. Did I know Ras Tafari? Did I know Ras?
Yeah, man, me know Sekou good. Sekou is an intelligent brethren.
Yes.
Sekou is a man of some nice books and things.
Yes, I.
Sekou and them is man from, remember, speak about the Rastafari, speak papers.
Yes.
There was somebody man involved in that.
Yes, okay. So 70s, Black Power, take us there. You know, we're leading up to the formation of the Nyabinghi House in Trinidad.
Yeah. So after Black Power take over and they let out the police commissioner at Trinidad kill off most of the revolutionary and the government buy up some Black Power revolution come and finish. So in place of the Black Power revolution, the Rastafari movement replaced the Black Power movement, just as how the Rastafari movement replaced the Garveyite movement when it went little cold. So it's Rastafari in transition. The thing is a relay and the battle was passed. So most of the battles in the black struggle was passed to Rastafari.
Okay.
Because I was to run the final leg in the race against the beast and the dragon.
All right.
Boom.
We're gonna get there. So how did that now, went from having the informal Nyabinghi, when did the structure of the house now start to come in with tabernacle and
Right.
and these
In about 1990, let me see, 1990 at a coup in Trinidad.
Okay.
But around 1990, a brethren from Grenada named Prince Nang, who was a Trinidad man and a Grenadian man. He lived both places due to parentage.
We need to do a documentary. We need to do a documentary on this brethren. Ras Sekou has talked about him. Ras Miguel Lauren has talked about him on this network. So I'm telling everyone, go watch those episodes. He was a right hand to Maurice Bishop. But we're going to hear about this brethren. I want everyone to take note. Prince, what's his name? Prince Nan.
Prince Nanan.
Prince Nanan. Give us the history.
Well, that time I man in the jungle planting food and weed, Okay. Because I tell you already, the system closed it down and I started to live, to return to the earth. And the brethren come forward in Trinidad and meet and tell I how interested in setting up a tabernacle. Because I get to know a little thing about tabernacle now, but it didn't reach Trinidad. I hear about it in Badong, in Jam, in Rubatan. So he came to settle down in South, because he was born in South. So me rally, I'm going and meet other Rastas who I was planting with me, invite them to come. We start keep meeting and start to pray. Well, he's the brethren who make I man start to learn Psalm by heart, you know.
Okay.
Because he come and give you the seal. The seal was 5 Psalm in them time. Now it's 7. The 7 is a perfect number, but we still live with 5 in them time. We know everything is growth. And he give you 5 Psalm, which is a seal. Starts with Psalm 124 and them Psalm and then 121, 24, and them thing there. So every week now, when we get around the fire, because at the time we are not tabernacle, we used to use them Psalm as a seal. But he know it by heart, and every time I come, I have to move a book. Because I'm telling myself, I can't put all them Psalm in my head one time too. That's what I was saying, you jet. But the brethren and them doing it, and if them brethren and them doing it, I man can do it too. I mean, we just have to try a little harder. So when you born a fight, it's a big Rasta man, I call you, come and only give a little fight on my heart. And we take that to heart, and we went to and study this time. And we get to learn this time and then by heart. So the praying started there, and we started to gather, and then we started to gather people. All of us started to get interested. So I gather was going good, and we mark out spot to build tabernacle in South. But then due to little becoming a man, and because now with that brethren I know from a while, and them time he was shining like a fire angel. Them time he bubbling with knowledge, he bubbling with understanding, and he bubbling with the order. So
I want you to explain to the people who was Prince Nan, what was his role in Grenada, why was he in Trinidad at this time, because a whole history. This is a figure in the Rastafari history in the Caribbean. Again, we need a documentary about this brethren. Give that history, please, because people will get a more fullness about the magnitude of the work he was doing.
see, well, he's a brethren from South here in Trinidad, you know.
Yes.
He was a very good martial artist, brethren. I know them time we watching them Chinese picture, we want to learn to cup and kick. And he was a brethren with a black belt. Right? But he used to be moving within Trinidad and Grenada because them is the roots. But in Grenada, a tabernacle was erected through his initiative and the elders from Jamdown. And a tabernacle was erected. And the faith take Grenada by storm. Yeah? The faith, the love and fire of faith take Grenada by storm, and it had almost engulfed the whole of Grenada, one way or the other. And he was the head man. A very great teacher too. And he was a brethren used to give gifts. He was no selfish Rasta man this so. You check it? Some of the great books we get to read, me get from the brethren. You see? So they paid the bubbling Grenada. And Bingi was in control of Grenada more or less. But then the revolution did come with Maurice Bishop and call on them and them day. And they approach the house for assistance promising them through negotiation certain things. Because that time, now ask for things like science lab, legalization of ganja, we own school, because of revolution you're going in. You didn't ask for no small thing.
Yeah, man.
See?
It's a key part of
So
Rastafari history.
the
Because
culprits
a
and
lot
them
of-
agreed.
Yes, yes.
The culprits and them agreed to the demand, and the house was brought in to the revolution automatically. And when the revolution take over, remember the people don't follow Nyabinghi, you know. And when the revolution take over, now was the first general in the army, because I tell you, he was a black belt, he was a martial artist. No man could have really kick and cuff and fight. See? And like along the way, the people start to favor he and say, give the Rasta people a chance to run Grenada. And it created certain fears and envy and jealousy in the revolutionary. And they turn against the Virgin. When the Virgin asks about the promise to fulfill with science lab and school and everything, they say the total Rasta want to do is a little weed to smoke and humble himself and make a little craft. So from the time the people start to gravitate towards the Virgin and them, who was good in the house to them, the revolution turn on them because they see loopholes we could endanger the foundation, and they shoot they lock up the man and them, you know, they start kill Rasta, you know. Plenty mothers had to ship out the Rasta train from Grenada, you know, because Bishop and them call a shot to kill Rasta, you know. Get what I'm saying? And Nangane was in prison. And in prison, why he tried to attempt they shoot him up with some poison bullet because his Cubans was riding with Maurice Bishop and them, because them time was capitalists and communists.
Yes.
And when Maurice Bishop and them take over and they asked America for help, the Western power refused. So they had no choice but to help elsewhere, and they turned to Cuba and Russia. So when they started rebel against the Rasta, now tried to escape and then get some shots, some poison bullets, but he lived. And after that he came to Trinidad, because he have a very, his mother was a very praying mother, and the family is praying family, he's good people. So he survived mystically to the party most high. When he come down to Trinidad and he blew up the Bingy song, I was glad. And that too, he was bubbling in the irate. Over that, when somebody bubbling the irate, they could energize you. You could learn because you're riding in the heavens.
It's true. I've been there. Trust me, I've been there.
You're riding in the heavens. You love light shining. You fire light shining because you're connecting to Selassie and Empress Menenai. You're trying to do the work. So it was a joy for me to see the Virgin again after all them things we did here. And when certain man start to bicker and bicker, you know how it's a bickering with Rastafari sometimes, right, Jess? We all aware of such, but we still have to stick together and try to do the right thing. Man started to bicker. So I didn't like how the bicker against the Virgin, because I know the Virgin was on a good vibes. So I tell the Virgin, I say, Virgin, man, them bicker, you know. He said, Bongo Jack, me know, you know. He said, yeah, me know. But if them fellas don't want to accept the power here, me go shift the power. You know the word they use. So he shift the power and he went north looking for grounds to build a church.
Okay.
and looking for Rasta man because you know Trinidad them time I know the church. So he come with something new. Understand? We know what girl and only fight up more building a structure now where you could escape the rain, the sun, the moon, the stars, and do your thing non-stop. So progress for the gathering.
Yes, progress.
So when the brother tell big guy tell him I said drive me like how the big guy going on. So be careful, see? Then I see they try to set up a scene where they put some ganja where we just gather. Maybe for the police to come and take we. But the police come just after the gathering done. So they only take the ganja. And we didn't gone already to the party most side. So when we realized they're working out, he went in Port of Spain in the north, looking for Rasta to see if he could establish a church in the hometown. And while we was going to meet an ancient elder from Nyabinghi house by the name of Bongo Jack.
Okay.
Real loving kind elder. See? Boya didn't have a place for it, but he carried him by our next virgin in Digo Martin named Wamba. And when now we use him with Boya and Wamba agreed for a church to be erected in a part of him yard.
Okay.
And the church was erected, the first tabernacle in Trinidad was erected in Digo Martin, in Bongo Wamba yard. But now work ceaselessly. And for the opening, him organized for Ras Tafari and them to come forward and open the church in 1992.
Okay. Elder Bongo Wato.
Huh?
No, I say Elder Bongo Wato. Ras Bongo.
Yeah, man. The mystical fireman. Yeah? The mystical fireman, because the man wasn't a normal man, you know. The man showed I, as younger virgin, that if you hold on to the faith in the right way, the amount of power you could attain. So, and I always remember them time then. And
yeah, click off the phone there. While I do that, let me just take time and big up the Lion Pride, Lich Tafari, Blessed Love, Honorable King,
yes, sir.
of Lich Tafari. We're looking forward for they join us in the Lion Pride too, Lich Tafari. Big up yourself. Blessed Lion Love, Maki. Big up yourself. I'm waiting from Delaware, also representing St. Lucia. Big up all the St. Lucia family. Scotland, repping here. Big up Maki from Scotland. Okay, I think there is the first one we have from Scotland on the platform, Maki. So big up yourself, Maki. Fight Babylon, Lion Pride from Patreon, checking in. Heart of Love, more life, more strength, tapping in from North Carolina foothills. You there, I know already. Fight Babylon, there is family. Give thanks for the support. Big up yourself. Maki, your book is a great read too. People should check it. Okay, so there I read the book. Give thanks, Maki. We're gonna be talking about part 2 in the new year. Bless up one and all. Give thanks, Kwasi. Big up yourself, Hamilton Lion Pride. Checking in up, I think he's in Boston. Positive TV. Big up yourself. DJ Ras Iman Garmawi Kadamawi Haile Selassie. Bless up the channel. That's Atlanta checking in. Anyone in England been looking for an elder? I lost contact with General Santana. UK Lion Pride, you can answer in the comments. Big up, respect, Fight Babylon, Dede. Big up to the elder. Grap Lover right here in DC. Big up yourself, blessed love in the name of His Imperial Majesty Haile Selassie, the first Empress Menenafsa. Give thanks for the teaching as always. There I know is a joy. Big up yourself. Gain Amp me, Lion Pride on Patreon, checking in. I love my Lion Pride and Patreon family. They're not just supporting financially, they show up, you know what I mean? I tell people I'm just a representative of a community. We are building something special here. May I tell you, history will record. Yes, Ras, Maisha, Nyahbinghi from Pittsburgh checking in. He said Price wrote a book, Psalms of Rastafari Way. Oh, Prince wrote a book. I still have that book. Is Prince Nan still alive? Hold on, there is muted. Unmute there itself. Prince, okay, yes, Okay, Prince Nan is still here, as Anna said. We need to get him on this program then. Unmute there itself. If Prince Nan is still alive, we have to find him and we have to get him on the Lion Voice. There were Rastafari, Rastologist tenets that were established, published in the 1960s, republished in Rasta Voice newsletter on laws in Kingston, Jamaica. Okay. Johnny Johnson, big up yourself. All right, talk
Rastafari.
now.
Rastafari.
Yes, sir. Is Prince Nan still alive?
Nah, Prince Nan passing him.
Okay.
Because sometime I think it's first year or 1 or 2 years now.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yes, because I've been hearing that name so powerful. So, all right. So let us continue with the story of Bongo Watu visit to Trinidad.
Yeah. Bongo Watu came and established the church and opened the church in 1992, and spent some good time down here with the Rasta family. And when him come, every man get fire away, you know, Jed. But Bongo Watu had the high rates to turn hot into hot and cold into hot and hot. You understand? His teaching, the seriousness concerning the faith to the Nyahbinghi Order, the stand that he take, you know, him and a man make up his mind to dead, you know. Fight Babylon non-stop. So he brought a fire to the Rasta people in TNT.
Okay.
And the church started to ride from 92. We had rallies from north to south. Bunajis come down fight a good, you know. Because he said to call it no fight a bad.
Yes.
Fight a good.
Okay.
Bunajis come and fight a good, you know. And keep a gathering, you know. And Bunajis speak without mic, you know. And the next day, the people in fight a bad, the whole of fight a bad people, they tell you they hear the man's voice, you know. Cracking like lightning and thunder. Used to use the voice to ride the wings of the wind. You check it. So it created a great impression, and Rasta started to bubble, you know. A new thing. Church called Tabernacle, Circle, Carrot Roof. Thing nice.
Okay.
You check it. Gathering start. Scripture start. The seal start. Man start to pray more. Man start to, you know, the fire burn. And thing was going good. But in 1995 now, when one of the youth come to light up the fire on the fire altar inside the church, just before the gathering to keep the place highway and to run all doppies and gins and snares. Some of the carrot branches did they hang in, and the youth now is a youth. And he wasn't so mindful to light the fire and the fire blaze and catch a hanging carrot, and a hanging carrot catch all the carrot. So the tabernacle was burned in 1995.
Wow.
Checking, it never get to make the same years. See? But the fire didn't burn already too. So it was in man now. A man get to love tabernacle. So then man gather and build a tabernacle in south on the same spot where Prince Nang did all the to build the judgment tabby.
Okay.
So prophecy come and fulfill right there. You check? And tabernacle running Paizo for some years. Over. And then the devil creep in, you know everything does go.
Yeah,
Hill
man.
Valley,
Yes,
Hill
sir.
Valley, and create something discard and things start to go. Not because them years in Paizo, we run the hottest bingy in the island, you know.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. East, west, north, and south. Yeah. And then in 2000, the church go through a fall. And then it right in the next part in south called Siparia, where it is even up to this day. And that is the spot where tabernacle lasts the longest in the country.
Okay. And I'm praying that this episode and hearing the history will help to reinvigorate the Nyabinghi family, because for those who don't know, the 12 tribe of Israel in Trinidad is very well organized, very powerful. The Bobo Shanties, they're very powerful. The Nyabinghi Owls, from what I'm hearing, need strength. You know what I mean? Is that correct?
Now the Nyabinghi, well, I this last year I say, although we have done good,
Yes.
we could have done much more,
And I
you
don't
know.
want to take away from anything, but I'm talking about in terms of numbers, wealth,
Yeah, yeah, well,
mobilization. You know, I see 12 tribe just send 12 tribe to Ethiopia. That's a massive, you know what I mean? That speaks to a level of infrastructure,
true,
planning,
true.
you know what I mean? So, I'm honest. I'm a Nyabinghi man, but, you know, we're not aligned. We want to just create some solution, but we have to shine a light also on, you know, where we can do better, you know. So and I don't want to go too much into the bad part tonight, because we'll bring that forward. You know, we just want to get the history, because I want to go into the prophecy part. So I want to return forward to the biblical aspect. I posted a poll on my YouTube channel. I want to read something here. So I'm trying to find out, family, if you haven't gone to my page, go to my page and take the poll, because I'm asking a question. I want to read this here. This is a quote from His Majesty. We're going to set the framework for the reasoning moving forward. His Majesty says, "Today man sees his hopes and aspirations crumbling before him. He is perplexed and knows not whither he is drifting. But he must realize that the Bible is his refuge and the rallying point for all humanity. In it, man will find the solution of his present difficulties and guidance for his entire action. And unless he accepts with a clear conscience the Bible and its great message, he cannot hope for salvation. For my part, I glory in the Bible." His Imperial Majesty Haile Selassie the first. So I want to use that to set the context. So when we're talking about the Bible, know that we are dealing with the teaching of His Majesty. Anything else for I is out there. You know, that's not Rastafari to I, because to I, you cannot be Rastafari outside of the teaching of His Majesty. Some people may not want to hear that, but that is the facts. We have to be very clear. You know what I mean? Because there's too much loosey-goosey, too much man with their own doctrine. And I see the proof that their doctrine work. So I can't waste time over there. So with that, His Majesty come with a track record, family. You know what I mean? We can search it, we can study it, we can say, all right, him do this, him do that, you know what I mean? So everything is traceable. So I want to use that to ask the I now, using the Bible, how was it that the I came to the divinity of His Imperial Majesty?
We remember, you know, we'll always learn about the Lamb, which is the Christ. But Christ was 2,000 years ago. And I know every 2,000 years is an age. And a Christy figure does emerge. And then when I read in the same Bible and studying the Bible now, because I'm seeking for myself, I see Christ say him could come with a new name in the last days, in this time.
Where is that scripture, the no name scripture for those who are not familiar?
If you look in Acts chapter 2, and I read through that.
The second chapter. But the new name is Revelation chapter 3. I'm just, I'm going to assist the eye, you know what I mean? Because in the Revelation, it speaks specifically of, you know, that he shall have a new name, Revelation chapter 3. You're also talking about the book of Acts, second chapter, verse 28, 29. Coming through the loins of King David.
Ras Tafari.
Yes, that he would rise up Christ to sit upon his throne.
Yeah.
That is Acts, second chapter, 28, 29. So,
yeah,
people, you can go read these, but continue.
Well, 2,000 years ago, Christ did come. But when we read the scripture now, in 2 Samuel chapter 7, we read how the Most High make a covenant with David.
Yes. And
that is true.
Let me also say that Samuel was a dreadlocks African. He had locks. Yes. The throne was anointed and established by I same way, with the same locks, Bahatawi, Asian. Because that struck me when I read the Bible. I said, look there, you know what I mean? David was anointed and blessed by a locks man. You know what I mean? That's right there in the book. But continue.
Yeah, because Samuel's mother couldn't make sure, you know.
Yes.
And she prayed to the I am, you know, that if you bless that child, and the ways that shall come upon his head. And I am blessed with that child. And look, and in morning time, people was very serious about the word. Today, I'm going to give you the word now, and they turn you back. You take it back. So when she make that covenant with the Almighty I am, that if you make she bring forth a man child, he shall, no razor shall come upon his head, and he shall put him in the church from the time she don't win him. You come with a priest unto the Arm Almighty. So that was Samuel. So Samuel now was sent by the Arm Almighty to bless King David as the future king. Not Saul. Saul was the king of the people. David was the king of promise. And in that blessing from the Arm tell him, you know, David's throne shall never long for a man to sit upon the house. David shall never long for a man to sit upon the throne of the house of Israel. So which means, from womb to loins, the bloodline will remain upon the earth, and the church will always be established on the earth. Now the throne was established in 3 places, you know. Because all the woman Solomon had, it's only three of them set up throne, you know. One of his son was Ajamai. He went to Rome. Then Rehoboam, he was in Israel. And then Menelek in Ethiopia. The throne in Rome was cast down.
Stick a pin. This is all in the Cabernagas for those. I'm the reading Ras, Elder. So I like to give sources when we go into these things so people can go search for themselves and see what is the Elder talking about. All of this he's talking about is written in the Ethiopian tradition, the Cabernagas. Continue.
Yeah. So a covenant was made with David that the throne will last forever. 3 thrones were set up in David's name from 3 of his sons. The one in Rome was his son Ajamai. After a while, that throne was going good, but after a while, it was destroyed. Next one was in Jerusalem. My son Rehoboam went against the teaching and the tradition and started to do something evil, and that was destroyed. And the next throne was in Ethiopia.
Never
So we will
conquered.
Acts chapter 2. There I'm say according to flesh. Again, he didn't say according to spirit, you know. He say according to flesh. Christ say, him shall return upon the throne of David. Now you other reader reading that now. The first thing supposed to run in the judgment head is that if Christ say him coming back on the throne of David, first thing we have to do is find out where the judgment David throne there. And the only place the world know a throne called David throne existing is in Ethiopia.
That is a fact. No throne of David in Jerusalem, no throne of David in Rome.
America, neither England, neither Germany, neither France.
Yes, the Pope's throne is called the throne of Peter. You know what I mean?
Right.
Throne of St. Peter. So the only nation that has a tradition of the Davidic throne or the Solomonic dynasty was Ethiopia. So without Ethiopia, the entire biblical narrative falls apart. Continue.
Well, without the existing David throne revelation, we can't fulfill. Because in my mind, you know, they say, who is worthy to open the book of the seven seals? Revelation 5. And John in vision, none was found worthy. And John wept. And the fire angel standing by him tell him, Bongo man, weep not, you know. Or the conquering lion from the house of Hadu had prevailed to lose the seal and open the book of the seven seals. Because unless someone could have come who could have conquered the Roman Empire, then the seals can't break. And only Haile Selassie the first who could have cast down Rome, Ethiopia, the Battle of Adawa, and the Battle of Wal. So His Majesty come because he was the man to open that seal with the power to conquer the final beast. From the book of Daniel, four beasts Daniel saw come out of the water, right? The last one is the Roman Empire, which we live under now. The most terrible and dreadful beast there.
And let's also set the context, because at the time when the beast invaded Ethiopia, there were no independent African people on the planet. The whole entire scramble for Africa had culminated in the conquest of every space where black people inhabited. So if the Vatican and Prince Emmanuel, Victor Emmanuel, is successful in 1935, then the throne of David would have been destroyed, and the Roman Empire, backed by England and France, would have been dominant. So the colonial push, that scramble for Africa, would have been victorious. History would have recorded that black people were put underfoot. And because of Ethiopia, His Imperial Majesty at that time, conquering, and it says with a double-edged sword that proceeded from his mouth, you know what I mean, which is the word of truth. So continue, yes. Elder. Yes, I.
Yeah. So when one realized that the book of Acts 2 say, Christ say, according to flesh, he return upon the throne of David. You look for where David's throne is. And seeing that David's throne is Ethiopia, and Revelation chapter 5 verse 5 said, the root and the offspring of King David have prevailed in flesh, you know, because remember that it's not just a spirit thing we're talking about, you know, because man is a triune being. So we must be holistic in our approach. We not only concentrate on the irate, we concentrate on the goodie, and we concentrate on the mental. And when we can get all to harmonize, we become more godlike. and more powerful.
That is the power of the Trinity. All
Yes,
three
yes.
planes optimize mind, body, and soul. You know what I
Yes,
mean?
sir.
Mind, body, spirit. So, very, very crucial. So, His Imperial Majesty now, how did I really see you talk about Revelation 5:5? What were the other signs? Because Menelik is also the King of Kings and the conquering lion of the tribe of Judah. Menelik II, Emperor Johannes is also the King of Kings, the King of Zion. You know what I mean? All of the Ethiopian kings. How do we know? How is Haile Selassie the first different upon this throne? How do we know that he is the one who was found worthy to open the book and to loose the seven seal thereof? You know, how do I explain that? And tie it into the coronation as well.
Now, this coming king was supposed to be a universal king. All nation bow before him. See? So, the universality of Haile Selassie was far greater than that of Menelik. The world didn't know Menelik, but the world know the king. And it also say, his name shall be the word of God. This Christ was coming in this time on David's throne. His name shall be the word of God. At the age of 40, this child was baptized, you know. At 40 days old, this child was baptized, you know. And he was secretly given the name by the priest, Haile Selassie. And that name only come to be fulfilled when he reached the throne of David in 1930, November 2nd.
Yeah, the name that only he knew it.
Yeah. And there was none before and none after.
Haile.
Because him mama, you know, Yeshima Biet, from royal bloodline. Him mama lose 8 pigs, you know, before she make a majesty. Because a negative influence was destroying the child in the mother's womb. You ever hear the tune? Cupid, draw back your bow and let your arrow flow straight to your judgment, lover's heart. Like that kind of dead thing, eh? Yeah. You shoot an arrow to your lover's heart, you kill the lover. But that have a whole passion behind it. How Mama Yeshima Bed children was dying. Now the Roman Empire is very scientific. And as African people, many nations now know astrology. We are so busy hustling here, sometimes we doesn't look up. We forget there are stars and moon. Because we're looking for the dollar to survive. That is certain position of Babylon of I. But these things still exist. And the stars tell a lot if you study astrology. So Babyloners know when the sun going and born. You can remember the kid of Moses and them, you know. Because you know a son was born, they always know when the sun going and born. No, if they could stop this child from born in the sun, then the empire may not crumble. But if per se they allow this child to born, then according to the word, the empire start a great chance of crumbling. So the Roman Empire was doing now is mapping the stars and shooting spiritual arrows at the stars to kill off Yeshima Bed children in she womb. They call that spiritual warfare.
Really?
Yeah? Now, when them things start to go so, this time when the prophet come and talk to Ras Makune and Haile Selassie father, who we call Angel Michael, never lost a war. Never fight with big army. He say you had have 5,000 man we could trust than 50,000 we can't trust. So when the prophet come and tell him, hey, this child gonna come to you now. So you have to do certain things, at the time of the pregnancy, 70 Coptic priests were put in position to pray night and day straight to the pregnancy to fight the arrows of the Roman Cupid, So when you're on a spiritual war, you have to have a spiritual defense. So prayers was put in place to rally the queen and the child and rally all demons and fasts that come to devour negative vibes. So the child now come and born. Haile full, no problem. Mama didn't get no problem. But the child was separated from Mama due to the words of the prophet. Because the forces was fighting Mama. So at the time about the child was separated from Mama to secure the child life. So it was a hard thing for Mama. When a woman carry a child for 9 months, this so. Yeah? We man now know what one. Them feel it. We just plant the seed. Them feel it. And as your child born, them take it away. Them not easy feel it,
Serious thing.
So, Ras Makunen impregnate she again. But this time she died in childbirth.
Yes.
So we say none before.
None after.
From that womb, none came before. And none came after. Haile.
That's the first serious thing. We're going deep, family. We're bubbling the pot now. We start add the spice. Dreadnought milk already put in there and a simmer. So talk about the coronation, The coronation is great significance. Where in the Bible is the coronation?
Well, if you look in Revelation chapter 19, right?
Yes, sir.
You will see concerning this man. And upon his thighs, let me get in the fullness right now.
All right. We're going to go there. We're bubbling the sip.
See? And I saw Revelation chapter 18, 19, verse 11, right? So we touch from a piece from there. And I saw heaven open, and behold a white horse. And he that sat upon him was called Faithful and True, and in righteousness he doth judge and make war.
Okay.
His eyes was flames of fire, and on his head were many crowns, the triple crown, the King of Kings, the Queen of Queens. And he had a name written that no man knew but he himself, that the name that was given to him after the 40th day upon earth,
the spiritual
baptism by the Coptic priest.
Yes, the baptismal name.
Which him could only reveal upon when he ascended the throne.
Yes.
Because it was a challenge to meet the throne.
Yes, I.
Ras Tafari. His eyes was flame of fire, and his head were many crowns. And he had a name written that no man knew but himself. And he was clothed with the vestures dipped in blood. And his name is called the Word of God. Ras Tafari means head creator. Ras, head, Tafari, creator. Haile, the power, Selassie, the Holy Triune.
I want to make a correction, because it doesn't mean creator. Tafari, which is the Amharic, it means one to be feared. One to be respected. That is Tafari. And I've gone through this with scholars from Ethiopia. That was something Jamaica, we mistranslate Tafari to mean creator. Ras is head, but Tafari means one to be feared or respected.
Well, even in some of the books written by certain historians, that bit so. But himself, that name not add up, another name. Haile Selassie,
Might of
mean the power
power
and the might
yes.
of the Holy Triune.
Haile.
So them can't get away. Himself to get away from Rastafari, they not get away from Haile Selassie. Haile.
Yes, sir.
So and he was clothed with a vesture dipped in blood, and his name is called the Word of God. And the armies which were in heaven followed him upon white horse, clothed in fine linen, white and clean. And out of his mouth with a sharp sword, that with it he should smite the nations,
So
and he shall rule them with a rod of iron.
this is the League
And
of
he treaded.
Nations speech that sharp from out his mouth. But hold on, take a stop right there, because when it talks about the vesture dipped in blood, and we see that coronation picture with the crimson red.
Rastafari,
This is symbology.
Rastafari,
The people
my
to see
lad.
the connection, how His Majesty utilized the prophecy to send symbols to all of the nations of the earth, because remember, these were some of the first color photographs that were taken in National Geographic. So this would send shockwaves through the European world, through all of the religious schools in Europe, in Russia, all through the whole earth, that these images were coming out, that he was asserting himself, because they're checking to see how he's going to deal with this coronation. And the fact that he is asserting himself in this way, it's all part of the messaging. But continue.
Yes, Rastafari. True. That he should smite nation, and he shall rule them with a rod of iron, and he treaded the winepress of the fierceness and wrath of the Almighty I am. And him had on his vestures and on his thighs a name written, K-O-K and L-O-L, King of Kings and Lord of Lords. Yeah. It's only one man come upon the White House with this name written upon his vestures, with the name is the Word of God. And no man from the road can show me no other man who come and fulfill them prophecies. You check it. So it's not like we are telling people. So when they get to understand the Bible, it's a book of African history and African revelation. Because the enemy they too, you know. Remember, we live in Rome. When they get to understand the Bible, it'll be more sweet and it'll be more real. It doesn't become a stock on the shelf. Every time you touch it, you could learn something new, like the speeches of His Majesty. So we cease not to pray. So we cease not to fight. Aye. So that is a prophecy will point to the king also. If you go to prophecies like Isaiah chapter 9, right?
Yes. Touch
Isaiah chapter 9.
9:6. Touch it. Go
touch
find
it.
it. Yeah, man.
Rastafari.
Remember,
Rastafari.
we take for granted these things. A lot of people don't know these things are there. You know what I mean?
All right.
A lot of people don't read the Bible. They don't read. I'm the reading Ras. I read it from Genesis to Revelation. So I'm comfortable in this medium. But a lot of people just think it's a European story. A lot of people are traumatized by the whitewashing of the book. But when you read the book, as the elders say, you realize most of it takes place in Africa, Northeast Africa, which they have renamed the Middle East, which I see now they have renamed again West Asia. Everything to take this area away from the Bible. But remember, you could walk from Egypt into what is Palestine today in that time, you know what I mean, before the Suez Canal was there. Same geography. But continue. Isaiah 9:6. Go.
Yeah, Isaiah 9 tells us a lot about the Father and about I and I too.
Yes.
You understand? Nevertheless, the dimness shall not be such as was in vexation. When at the first he highly afflicted the land of Zebulun and the land of Naphtali. And afterwards did more grievous afflict her by the way of the sea beyond Jordan, in Galilee, and in the nation. The people that walk in darkness, which is, and have seen a great light, and they that dwell in the land of the shadow of death, upon them had the light shine. You check it. So the last day the sunrise in the west,
Yes.
because it's Jamaica, through Lionel Howell, this fire start to burn. And it covered the whole earth. East, west, north, and south, Japan, places where we didn't even expect it to go there. It go on there.
Without war, without
war,
without
guns, without money.
Yeah, without money, without organization or any kind of, it's just the word sound. What a thing. Continue though, continue.
All right. That was multiply the nations, and did not increase the joy. Joy before according to the joy in the harvest. And as men rejoice when they divide the spoil. For thou hast broken the yoke of his burden, and the staff of his shoulder, and the rod of his oppressor, as in the day in Midian. For every battle of war, every battle of the warrior is with confused noise, and the garments rolled in blood. But it shall be with the burning and fuel of fire, for unto us a child is born.
Okay.
For unto us a son is given, and the government shall be upon his shoulder, and his name shall be called Wonderful Counselor, and the Mighty God, which is the Mighty I Am, the Everlasting Father, and the Prince of Peace.
All titles.
Of the increase of his government and peace, there shall be no end upon the throne of David. You see, real prophecies, and real heretical books concerning the creator and creation, always speak about a throne, And all the things they say here, they still come and stress upon the throne of David. And we see David throne only exists in Ethiopia. So all the answers we're looking for could be in Ethiopia. Because there is a virgin land that was never conquered by the beast and the dragon. So they never got to pull Uchi up now. Earlier.
That's right. So I give thanks. I want you to touch Jeremiah 23 too.
Rastafari.
Because we want to show how this
all right.
line.
All right.
Yes.
All right. Before I touch Jeremiah 23, could I touch a little piece of Isaiah chapter 11 right so?
Yes, I. Guys, the elder, I'm a youth, so pull up yourself.
They respect you. To all. And there shall come out a rod out of the stem of Jesse, and a branch shall grow out of its roots. Well, we all know who was Jesse.
That's King David's father.
Rastafari.
Yes, I.
And the Irish, the same spirit, what we just use Irish, see? The Irish of the Most High shall rest upon him. The Irish of wise mind and understanding, and the Irish of counsel and might, and the Irish of knowledge and the fear of the I Am. And shall make him of quick understanding in the fear of the Lord And he shall not judge after the sight of his eyes,
Hot.
neither approve after the hearing of his ears. But with righteous man shall he judge the poor, and reprove with equity for the meek of the earth. And he shall smite the earth with the rod of his mouth, and with the
Word,
breath of his lips
word, sound, and power.
shall he slay the wicked fire.
That is
Yeah, man.
and United Nation. All of these speeches and His Majesty sitting in judgment from the age of 16, judging the poor and the needy. When you study, and again, this is why the symbology at the coronation is so powerful, because His Majesty was a legend in Ethiopia already. From he was a teenager, he was fulfilling all of these things. When you see His Majesty driving through Ethiopia, he gave out money to the poor, even all through his reign. And he said it wasn't because he thought arms would change poverty. But then when you look at the prophecy and you see it says the expectation of the poor shall not always be forgotten. You know what I mean? So
Ras Tafari.
he's showing you that he has the poor in remembrance. Even as he goes about his duties, he's giving out money, he's passing out coins. So these are all symbology, again, to the high and the nobles, to the priests, to the elites, that this is who I am. So His Majesty don't have to go around say, I'm the Almighty and bow to me and this and that. If he did that, then he would touch into the Antichrist. Because he will come and say that they are Christ and they are not. You know what I mean? He never said that. It's the people who crown him. And that is, the fullness of why I love His Majesty. Because really are the people who call him the Almighty, are the people who crown him King of Kings. It's the people who crown him Migos. Is somebody give him the title, the Chasmash. None of these things he claimed for himself, but he did. This is the history, and I'm gonna tell the story. I have volume 1 here where I talk about the birth, but there's so much. It really read like a fantasy novel, family. I tell the idea when you go deep into this history, and you cannot overstand it without overstanding the Bible, because Ethiopian history is so steeped in the Bible tradition. There were psalms chanting at the coronation. His Majesty chanted a psalm at the, everything is all around this Davidic, Solomonic storyline. So you cannot really get the history without going through. And remember that Ethiopia have one of the oldest versions of the Bible. So it's not a Bible that's polluted by the Roman Church. You know what I mean? Book of Enoch is still there. Book of Jubilees. And I think it's 88 books in the Ethiopian Bible as opposed to 60 something in the King James Version. So a lot of, the Book of Light, there's a lot of books in the Ethiopian Bible that don't exist in the Western Bible. What is the importance for those who are watching? So we've gone 2 hours already. We're going to seal up shortly. For those who are watching, why is prophecy important, and where are we right now? How is that relating to what's going on right now?
Iman?
Yes, I'm saying, why is prophecy important, and why is it, where are we right now in the prophecy? How do I see where we are right now? How can it be touchable for people?
Well, prophecy is elements that make you see things before they occur. And if we have such elements, then we could prepare for things that is to come, whereby we may be able to safeguard ourselves, our family, and other people. So the prophecy was always part of I and I people, because our communication with the Almighty was always close. So He showed us the way beforehand and make us know if we go left, what will happen, if we go right, what will happen. These traditions and high high heavenly teaching that was taken from us on the plantation. But it is said in the scroll that in the latter days, young man shall have dreamed and the elder shall have vision. So it will, in this I was here is the time where these meditation returning unto the sons and daughters of him, you know. And we have to know how to welcome it because it could be of great assistance to I.
Yes, sir.
Because every nation does have the spiritual teaching for the spiritual guidance. Many nations even don't get in Trinidad when the Hindu go and open a business. There's a particular days, particular moons, particular prayers, particular fasting. Because they want to see it successful. So they try to remove all form of negativity in the cultural way that they know. Sometimes we would take with culture on the plantation that just run into the thing with plenty faith. And sometimes faith will work. Sometimes it does. So we are at a disadvantage of our culture and our prophetical vibes and visionary vibes used to be a buckler for a people. Now these things never first. That if Isaiah said in the last days, Israel shall be without a prophet and a king, you know. But in the latter days, they shall seek a king. So I, the Rasta people, know that Selassie is not dead. No funeral prove it, and no prophecy prove it. They say the kingdom of the earth has become the kingdom of the Lord God, and he shall reign in forever. So him not come to play. Time might pass, and we might find time long. 'Cause 1,000 days is 1,000 years a day in the sight. But like a thief in the night, these things must come to pass. You take it? You and me can't stop it. Not even Pope could stop it. Just how they can't stop the sun from shining, them can't stop it. Not even atomic energy could stop it. Because it's 360 degrees of judgment. And when the time comes, you could be who? You could have the biggest bombs and tankers, and the time comes and you can't repent. Fire.
So
Yeah.
where are we in the prophecy now? In the book of Revelation, what should people be doing right now in preparation? What do you see as an elder?
Well, I have to be honest. Revelation say one who is past and another, and one is yet to come. We are the cups of World War III, which the book called Armageddon, some call Jihad, some different name, different language, different nation, different people. None of them prophesy about this time. So we are the cups of World War III. Because remember, you know, what's it? If one beast again to fall, you know. One beast to fall. But this beast are going out just so. They say an army does do the most damage when it's retreating. So when you know you live on the throne for so much of years and you're going to get cast down and you get on back. So this is the time this is the time when the Gentile nation prepare for war.
All over.
And the sons and daughters of the Most High prepare to yard home. Not in fear, you know, because they don't bring we in fear already. Anytime you have to come in fear and go in fear, it come like it and no God. So, we're not frightened. And some of us still have to observe and take records of the fall of Babylon to tell the children and a generation to come what happened to the beast and the dragon and them cities. Because I think will be history to show
Well,
the
we can say,
terror and
yeah,
the dread.
this is the ending of an age, the beginning of a new age, an emerging. And
Aye,
then
aye,
his Majesty
aye,
said,
aye.
"Pride that sweeping Africa cannot be stayed. No force on earth is great enough to halt or reverse the trend. Its march is as inexorable and relentless as the passage of time.
Selassie,
International black repatriation is what we're talking about. You know what I mean? Come out of her, my people." They can read Revelation 18 for us.
18.
Yes, I.
Ras Tafari. Yeah,
And
man.
this repatriation, you know, I'm just giving the idea what my elders here in Washington, D.C. We just lost Ras Iris here in Washington, D.C., one of the great elders. And when we would gather, they would just send us around the scripture. They would just call out, and, you know what I mean? You would read these things, and I live to the age where I'm seeing these things unfolding, and I'm like, wow, you know what I mean? Revelation 18, Elder, please.
Ras Tafari. And after these things, I saw another angel come down from heaven, having great power, and the earth was lightened with his glory. And he cried mightily with a strong voice, saying, Babylon the Great is fallen,
Fire.
and it's become the habitation of devils, and the hold of every foul spirit, and a cage of every unclean and hateful bird. For all the nations have drunk of the wine and the wrath of her fornication, and the kings of the earth have committed fornication with her, and the merchants of the earth are waxed rich through the abundance of her delicacies. You're talking about a great city there.
Yeah, man. And I always talking about the shutting down of the shipping lanes. You talk about the merchants and the ships and all of these things that have got rich
Rastafari.
from this
Rastafari.
colonial civilization whose roots are in blood, you know what I mean, and pain and desolation, you know what I mean. But there's great wealth that has been amassed on this foundation, bloody foundation. Continue, Elder, and then we read about it.
And I heard another voice from heaven saying, Come out of her, my people, that ye be not partakers of her sin, and that ye receive not of her plagues.
Plagues, family.
For her sins have reached unto the heavens, and the Most High had remembered how out of it is. Reward her even as she has rewarded you, and double unto her, double according to her works, in the cup which she has filled to a double. How much she had glorified herself and lived deliciously. So much torment and sorrow gave her, for she said in her heart, I sit a queen, and I'm no widow, and shall see no sorrow. Really, like that bitch never had no king, eh?
No, her husband is a prince. Was a prince. But I just want to read, because we're sealing up, family. I know we're on overtime, so if you're watching live, give thanks and praises to everyone watching live. We're gonna seal up shortly here, but I just want to say, His Majesty says that when he's talking about the Bible, he said, "In it, man will find the solution of his present difficulties and guidance for his entire action. And unless he accepts with a clear conscience the Bible and its great message, he cannot hope for salvation. For my part, I glory in the Bible." So this is important, because why is His Majesty sending us to this book? To say that you will find a solution for your problems and these things, and then the book is telling you what? Come out of her, my people. lest ye be partakers. And then His Majesty travels the earth, calling people to come home to Africa to help to develop, opening the gate, the first African leader to establish a land grant for the diaspora who were exiled, you know what I mean? So when we look at who was the first, you know, and I'm talking even before Shashamane in 1948, you had the Lake Tana settlement shortly after coronation in 1931 that was granted to African Americans by His Majesty, you know, trying to get the UNIA and other organizations to come and help, because he said he wanted African Americans because it would cause less social disruption to have black people doing the development than it would to have Europe. And when that was cut off by the US State Department, that is when he started now bringing in Canadian teachers and, you know, European, because at the same time he had to be practical. The work had to be done, and he had to work with what he could work with, you know what I mean? So this is very important to match the history with the prophecy, with the teachings, because all of it creates the narrative and creates a story. And that's what we're doing here on the Lion Voice Network. We want to remove the false concepts and the false teaching from Rastafari, because Haile Selassie I is our leader. You know what I mean? It's not the Chasmach Kwasi, it's not Bongo Jack. Haile Selassie is the leader of the movement. So we have to be obedient to the leader, you know what I mean? And we may have differences in interpretation from Bobo Shanti to Nyabinghi to 12 tribe. We have differences how we interpret, but we still have to centralize on the leader. At least let us disagree on one sound. We can disagree, and it's all kind of your opinion and how you feel yesterday and how you wake up this morning and you just have an opinion about how you feel. We can't work that way in the family, and that is what's causing the confusion. There has to be order, and Haile Selassie I set the order. So that is what we stand for here on the Lion Voice Network. We are over time, Honorable Bongo Jack. So part one. This is just part one, you know. You know, when we have guests here, we don't just do one time. So get used to this elder and family. If you have any questions, put them in the comments. We are at 13,015 in the Lion Pride. We broke through 13,000. We're on our way to 15,000. When we hit 15,000, just like we had Muta Baruch at 10,000, I'm going to line up a special guest for 15,000 episodes. So stay tuned for that. We are trying to hit 100 people in the Patreon. We need to finance this movement, and I'm going with the crowdfunding method because we don't want to depend on corporate sponsorship, because they might say, boy, I might get a call and say, we don't like what Bongo Jack just say, you know, don't bring him back. And if they're writing your check, you have to tell Bongo Jack say him can't come back. You know what I mean? That's the reality. So we don't want to reach that. We want to be able to have the audience be the funder of this uprising. So if you're watching live, if you're going to watch, join the Patreon, the Lion Pride on Patreon, $5, $10, whatever you can afford. Join us so that we can step up the production. We deserve it as Rastafari. I think we deserve a world-class multimedia operation, production studio, pumping out Rastafari content at the highest level. I think we deserve it. And I know that there are like minds out there. We have 22 who have already joined us in the Lion Pride. And I know more on the way, because they tell I, wait, Ras, may I come, and I give thanks. So if you can join us in the Lion Pride, join us. If you can, just continue to watch, like, share, send it out. Let the people know that Rastafari independent non-aligned media is on the rise, and we're not going anywhere. We're just getting started, family. So we give thanks to each and every one of the item. All of my Lion Pride on Patreon, Gain Me, Fight Babylon, all of the ones them who are, don't leave me out. Trust me, the item are my energy. The item are the family, and I really give thanks for the item support. And I tell the item the truth, you know. Now go stop big up the item. Big up Izania, Rastafari, big up El Paso, Mexico tuning in. Okay, Mexico. That's why I love this platform, because we're a global family. We're global. There's not no one region. So, Elder Bongo Jack, please
Rastafari.
give us your final sound, your seal up. What is the message to the nation? We are headed toward World War III. It's already started in an I&I book. Turkey just cut off relationship with Israel. They just had the Islamic summit where all of the Islamic nations met. You know what they're planning for. So the nations are preparing for this great war. We as Rastafari need to prepare ourselves as well. Food security, water security, everything needs to turn up right now. So let us come together as one and do what we are called to do, which is to create that love, spread that love, generate that love. Elder, give us your final sound.
Every man is his brother's keeper. So in this time, seeing that the battle getting more red hot, we need to find a love in the heart and approach each other with more respect and work together, plant some food, drink some good hopes to keep you good healthy, pray Selassie and Empress Menonite and live. Bless the Lord.
I live. I have to just take time and big up Freeway Dread, Lion Pride on Patreon, checking in. Jules were let him off in this reasoning. I have to rewind and go collect them, give thanks. Big up yourself, Freeway Dread. All of the Lion Pride on Patreon, big up on yourself. All of the Lion Pride. We are just getting started. Look out, Saturday episode dropping. We have a special episode with Baba Bomani. I still have Mama Askale from Ethiopia. We have that episode to drop. We have whole heap of bullets in the chamber family. We have a lot. We're editing. We're doing the best to keep up with the workload. We have new interviews coming. We're going to be talking to the head of the 12th tribe of Israel, prayerfully, of Trinidad, to find out more about this massive 30-person tribe that went to Ethiopia. We're keeping the family on the cutting edge of this. Why? Because the time has come for the lions to tell our own story. And this is the lion voice.
Kwasi.
Yes, sir.
Get it?
Yes, sir.
One moment.
Yes.
Also, I'm another member. I'm another Nyahbinghi warrior, but I remember the All Mansion of Rastafari.
Yes.
Which was started by Jari Jacob in 2005.
Okay.
So one could go on the All Mansion of Rastafari page and link up with I, because I have plenty ventures to do in the future. It's 12 tribe, Bingi, Bobo Shanti, African Union, and like-minded Rastafari people and people willing to work with I for the liberation of truth and right and justice. So one could link up there. We have certain gallant Burning Spear supposed to be in the island the 16th, next Saturday. And the old man Chanjam was supposed to play some Bingi music him request. So we're supposed to be meeting him in the airport also, which coming Friday strong here. And we're supposed to take a portion of his show.
Okay. Well, give thanks. So you heard it. The brethren is part of the All Mansion. Rastafari is uniting. Don't let anybody give you this narrative like nothing is happening in Rastafari. It's not well publicized. That's why we're here as Rastafari independent, non-aligned media to counter this narrative. We are rising. We are coming together. We're doing it. You know what I mean? We're not talking about it. It's not a talk shop. We are coming on this. We're gonna televise it here. So support, be a part of history. Don't just be passive. Join us on the Lion Pride. so you can tell people, yeah, man, I am a part of the change that I want to see. I'm not just complaining about what's not happening and these things. I'm a part of a movement. The lion pride is growing. And again, I told the them that the time has come for the lions to tell our own story, because this is
Rastafari.
the lion voice.
Yeah, now the time has come for the lion to tell his own story. Yeah, the one them called Celestial represent for the mighty lion voice. And this a shook up your planet tectonic. As me sip up my roots and tectonic. And you can't make me jump nor get panic. Have the engine a run like mechanic. Room.
Amina, the time has come for the lioness to tell our own story. No surrender, no retreat, we are Jaja soldier. Rougher than the streets, tougher than a boulder. Bigging up Lamb's voice. Now put it, I Jalifa said that.
This is Sang Davis. It's time for the lion to Ica. For unity is strength. Let us come together, my brethren and sisters, and forward to the motherland. Enough love. This is the lion's voice.
Haile.
Ja.
Rastafari.
I'm Nyahbinghi. The time has come for the lioness to tell her story from her viewpoint and tell the world who Queen Omega is. This is the lion's voice.
Well, lion voice, tell them that's the people first choice. Lion voice, make the lioness them feel nice. Lion voice, with the lion cubs we sacrifice. Lion voice, got to show the people them the life. Lion voice.